Greetings and salutations, people of the internet. This is Master RBG. And you know, most folks already think this show's gone to the dogs, so I might as well own it. Today we're going to be reviewing a game called Russian Subway Dogs, the second game I've received as part of Indie Xmas 2018. The first one was Shadow of the Loot Box, which I streamed on Twitch earlier this month. Well, early in December, depending on when this comes out. Today's game is a bit of an odd one, so bear with me on this one. Or should I say dog with me? You know what I mean. So, apparently, the Russian subway system is littered with stray animals, mostly dogs, and in this game you play as a dog who's part of a unique interspecies pack who have banded together for survival. Now, I don't know about you, but I actually want to see more information about that. I need some cutscenes. I need to see exactly how that went down, because that sounds really interesting. I feel there's more to explore there. This game is a primarily arcade-style affair. You run through levels, barking behind humans, to make them drop whatever they're carrying at the time. You gobble up food to earn points, keeping items in the air gets you bonus points, letting other dogs get to the food first loses you points, etc. The game's art style and brief between-level bits of dialogue exude all kinds of charm, and between that and its arcade feel, the game has a really unique identity all its own. Each level has a series of bonus challenges that if you can accomplish them and beat the level, you gain bones. Not only do bones serve as a tasty treat for our protagonist, they also serve as the means of unlocking levels as the game goes on. And in theory, that would be fine. Except that this actually brings me to my major gripe with the game. Collecting the bones doesn't help you advance through the game. They don't open up optional areas or something like that. They are literally the only way to advance through the game's levels. If you haven't collected enough bones, then you can't get to the next area. It doesn't matter if you cleared the level you've already accessed. And while we're on the subject, it's possible to get to the end of a level, but fail it anyway because your score wasn't high enough. And I'm not gonna lie, it feels cheap and a little bit cruel. Imagine beating a Mario level, but being told you failed it anyway and having to start all over again because you didn't kill 18 or more Goombas, or only collected 30 coins instead of 35. That doesn't sound fun, that sounds mean-spirited. To get through a level, you have to keep your stomach meter full, until the last train arrives, and in theory, you'd exit and move on to the next station. But way too often I'd survive the whole level, and be barred from hopping onto the train because I finished the level with a low enough rank that I couldn't move on. Now to be fair, I eventually got a high enough score and moved on, but it took me quite a while to do so, and after a while it felt more tedious than fun. Frustrating progression system aside, the game is pretty fun. An excellent example of easy to learn, difficult to master if ever I saw one. If you lack patience for the story/campaign mode, then I definitely recommend trying the endless mode. There's no silly challenges here, just the basic premise of the game taken to its fullest. Keep barking at people and eating their drop food for as long as you can until you either die if your stomach becomes empty or whatever. Or you get killed. Mox nix. If nothing else, you'll get to see enemies, civilian, and food types you might not see until much later in the story mode. Personally, I kinda like the burger guy, but that's just me. I believe I mentioned the in-game dialogue earlier. Let's go ahead and revisit that real quick. You receive orders from the Proletariat Cat, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, who uses a network of other animals from within your pack to obtain train route information, maps, with special details about which stations have the tastiest grub available. The cat's name and the lines from the kittens, who are apparently also part of the pack, in general are absolutely delightful. Honestly, I would want more of that if we ever see a sequel to this game. I should mention that there is a way of changing the difficulty of the game, but in my experience, it doesn't seem to actually work, or at least not as well as it should. Supposedly, the games end sooner if you choose the tourist difficulty instead of the normal. but unlocking areas is supposed to be easier. In the end, I would say the game is pretty entertaining, but only to A, the hardcore crowd, and B, the arcade enthusiasts. By all rights, this game should have a wider appeal than that, but its difficulty stops it short of reaching the true greatness and mass appeal it deserves. If this game ever gets a sequel, I'd say the major things that need to be added or changed would be 1, more story, please. We need background and stuff, because I want to know more about this strange pack. 2, use bones as treats, just like in real life. They shouldn't be what makes or breaks progression in the game. Use them to open up extra non-essential areas or characters instead. 3, ranks are nice, but try just increasing, I don't know, the speed of in-game characters and enemies, or the frequency of train stops, to increase the difficulty. That way, getting to the end of a level can be more of a challenge, but the player still wins if they reach the end of the level. Don't belittle the player for not being victorious enough. That's not fun for anybody. I've had my eye on this game for quite some time, and I'm glad I finally got to play it. The game runs for about $15 and is currently available on PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, Microsoft Windows, Mac, Linux. I'm told it's coming soon to Xbox One. Not sure if at the time of releasing this it'll actually be on Xbox One or not. Your guess is as good as mine. But overall, pretty enjoyable. I might wait around for a sale for this one, which, given the time this is coming out, it'll probably be on sale on Steam. If you think you might be interested in this one, give it a look-see. Just bear in mind it's not as easy as it looks. That about does it for this week, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you'd like to see more gaming nonsense, then hit that subscribe button. And hit that notification bell to be the first on your block to know when I upload new videos here on YouTube. Oh, and I don't usually spoil what my next video is about, but just this once, I'll leave you with a tiny preview. Next time on Master RBG Reviews, things get rhythmic in a very different sort of space game. Stay tuned to find out more. Oh, and if you want some suggestions for other videos made by yours truly, then how about these? Over here you can check out my review for Gnog. And over here you can check out my video game music video for Blue Christmas. Check out either one, they're both fantastic, just like you guys have been. Until next time, this is Master RBG, signing off.